how to make a mixtape.
What I lack in my ability to spell, I make up for with impeccable penmanship.
I can attest to that. And pronunciation.
You think I have good pronunciation?
I think so.
I'll take that.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you know? So.
Oh wait, shit! I'm already distracted. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I just fucking. All right, I'm already distracted. Okay, so here's my request. Number 1. Season 3 means new sticker, and if you haven't already followed Little Gimmicks on Instagram, big things for Little Gimmicks. If you haven't already ordered stickers for your small business, tattoo shop, podcast, clothing brand, whatever the other ones are, they hold up to piss. If you haven't already ordered new stickers from Little Gimmicks, can our Season 3 sticker? Can our Season 3 sticker?
It's that great pronunciation.
Exactly, metal font.
Oh, for sure. I've got one.
Okay.
I can tweak.
Yeah, like maybe it's like silhouettes of our face with corpse paint on, and it's a metal font of how to make a mixtape. Because we've gone pretty indie rock with the first two.
Already on it.
Okay.
I got you.
So that was number 1.
Okay.
Another request is when this episode opens, after the John Cusack part, can we have it slowly also fade into Anniversary by Tony?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Am I including all this that we're talking about right now in the actual episode? Because we're going to bury
important.
the lead here.
Oh, wait, you don't want people to know? No, let them know.
Anniversary, Tony. Got
Yep.
it. Happy anniversary, though.
Happy anniversary. This would be our paper anniversary, and I would have loved to have had something paper ready to go for you as a gift. For some reason, I did. Okay, let me go. All right, there's too many things swirling around in here right now. We've talked about the new girl several times on this podcast.
We have.
Okay, Nick and Schmidt celebrate their 10-year anniversary together.
Yes, they do.
And the best part about all of this, whoever is the writer of this fucking moment is brilliant, because the 10-year anniversary is tin is the thing,
T-I-N.
and they celebrate their Tinfinity anniversary, and the periodic element table for tin is S and N for Nick and Schmidt. Or N and S or whatever is for tin. And so I did look up what our periodic element would be.
Okay.
And it's rubdanium or rubanium or something like that.
Rubanium?
But is
that
rubanium.
RD or DR?
RD.
RD, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I did look that up to see what our anniversary periodic element would be.
And you didn't buy me any ranium? Looks like it's
Rubanium.
Rubendium.
Rubendium. That's what it is.
Atomic number 120.
Yeah. What does it do?
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Is it? I wonder if it's like nuclear.
I would have got you some.
Oh.
It's an alkali metal.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see a picture here. This is some metal.
What's it look like?
Well, I just see a photo of it's very silvery looking.
Oh shit!
But it is the paper anniversary, but it's okay. We didn't get maybe in the future. I just think it's awesome that we made it work to where we're actually recording this the exact 1 year from when our first episode came out.
Shit.
To the day.
Are you serious?
To the day of when it came out. Yep. February
I sat in traffic for 2 hours to make sure I was ready for this.
February 28th,
2024.
2024 is when our first episode officially aired.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Last day of February.
When was the last time you went back and listened to some of it?
I haven't yet. People keep telling me to because they're like, you guys have grown so much in it, and
It is
legitimately have not.
Terrible.
We've improved a lot over the year.
I don't know if it's because I do feel like we've gotten much better. It's terrible. And it bums me out so bad that it's our episode that has the most listens. But it's like, okay, start at episode 1, I get that. But it's like, can we like move one of the better episodes in the list to number 1 just so whoever decides like, well, I'll give this podcast a shot, get something better than you and I like, oh, that's a pretty good song, huh? Well, maybe we should listen to that one.
So Spotify at least asks me what song to suggest to new listeners. And I have it set to most recent, not to first. So people going back and listening to the first, they're doing it by choice. When I listen to a new podcast, I listen to a recent episode first. Like I want to hear what it's like now. I do. And then if I like it, I might go back and start from the beginning.
Huh.
But I listened to the most recent first.
Megs. I did that with Megs. I did that with Gruesome.
Starting at the beginning of Megs is a roller coaster, man, because it's her personal experience. So
yeah, that was a lot.
It was a lot. So what are we doing this episode? It's our anniversary. We're doing a special episode.
AMA.
AMA. So we collected a bunch of questions from listeners and past guests. We got some voice notes and well wishes from some past guests as well. I've got a couple questions for you too, if they don't get asked by the listeners. And I guess we should also just start off by saying thank you to everybody who's listened this last year. And
say thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you to the listeners, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you to the listeners.
And I feel like most podcasts don't make it a year. So thank you to you too for doing this with me for a year.
I would love to see what is the length that most podcasts make it. I mean, not only that, but like here's another thing that's bananas. 36 episodes in a year. That's a ton.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, what is that average? It's almost one a week.
Yeah, it would have been nice to finish season 3 before we did this, but we got 2 episodes left to air first. It wouldn't make sense, but we basically got 3 whole seasons done in a year.
3 seasons in a year. That feels
so good. That feels good. We have a past guest that submitted a comment that is relevant to this. So I'm going to play our first guest comment.
Riverside's got all sorts of fancy new features.
They do. Oh, you know what? And hey, if you want to start a podcast, click our Riverside affiliate link in the description of this podcast. We get a little bit of a kickback if you register with our affiliate link. So
how much of a kickback do we get?
I don't know. It's probably not much.
I'll bet you it's not enough to cover shipping on a shirt.
Probably not. This is from Ashley, 2-time guest, our first ever guest. So it's appropriate that she gets the first comment on our anniversary episode.
Yep.
Oh my God. How to Make a Mixtape has done such a great job getting us out of our echo chamber that is our own Spotify algorithms. And instead of listening to the same playlist over and over, you guys point us in a new direction. And it's always so great and such a relief to discover new music with you. So thanks. Hey guys, it's Ashley. Congrats on
she gave us 2.
1 year making mixtapes. I figured there was some statistic about podcasts and the success rate of making it an entire year. And I was right. The research I found was something like 90% of podcasts don't make it past their first few episodes. So look at you making it a year. We're proud of you.
Look at us.
My question for you is, unlike a lot of podcasts, you both film and record remotely. Like you're not in the same room when you're doing these. And oftentimes you're not even in your own same room because you're on the road. And I've seen or heard you record many episodes not being in your own homes. So do you have any best or worst memories of having to record on the road on the fly and how it impacted that episode?
A lot there.
First of all, these new features are worth their weight in gold. Thank you, Riverside.
Good, right?
Yeah, it feels great. I'm really proud of this. You go first. You've recorded more on the road than I have.
I have. I've recorded quite a bit on the road. I have two answers to that. But before I answer, I will say the first one I recorded on the road was the Y2K episode with Kevin. Yep. I was in a hotel room, and I actually
2K late. Shout out 2K late.
2K late. Shout out 2K late. That one felt fun. That was like, ooh, we're doing this thing. I'm traveling with my recording
Speaking
equipment.
Speaking of 2K late, Kevin is in the midst of a new project, so be on the lookout. 2K late is being hung up temporarily.
Okay.
And there is new stuff coming from Kevin in the future. So if you did listen to 2K late after that episode, be on the lookout for a new project from Kevin.
That's amazing. And when it's out, we can plug it on the pod
I can't
too. Wait. I felt really like, ooh, we're really doing this thing because I traveled with my equipment and shit for that one. But that wasn't a bad one. I do have an answer. I have two answers. There was an episode where I decided I was going to get rid of my old laptop and get an iPad instead. And
I remember this.
Yeah,
you were
dude, I was stressed. Gus. Trying to record on that iPad instead of a computer was a nightmare, and I returned the iPad.
You returned the iPad.
I was like, I can't do this. I can't.
The iPad.
I'm trying to remember what episode that was.
It was early.
It was pretty early.
Yeah,
I was in DC. Salty. I remember that. I don't remember.
You were salty.
The episode, I was salty. But the worst one was, and it was an impromptu one. It was our International Podcast Day.
You were driving.
Episode.
Were you in the car?
I was driving while we recorded that episode.
You were driving.
I was driving, and it was pouring down rain, dude.
I do remember that.
Like I should not have been recording that.
It was worth it. Not a lot of listens on that one.
Not a lot of listens. Maybe we're plugging it. It was fun. It was just like an impromptu, kind of like this, but even less structured. But it was dangerous for me to be recording that on video while it was raining. So that's my answer to that. What about you? You've only done a couple from hotels,
I've only done one on the road. It was and it was recently. I was in Minnesota. And it was the Leonore episode.
Yeah.
And I love getting out of the office because I feel like I'm 100% focused. If I'm in the office, there are 10 million distractions for me to fuck around with. So like I felt very connected to what we were talking about and like was in it, and like the hotel room becomes a bit of a prison where it's like, where am I going to go? Am I going to go wander around the fucking hallways like a creeper? So I was locked into that one. I don't mind. It is a pain in the ass to bring your shit. It's a pain in the ass to sit with a microphone like that. And it's not that much equipment. You know, you're just bringing your mic and whatever you're recording on, a laptop, a tablet, whatever. Definitely not a tablet for you, but a laptop and iPad. I don't mind it. It's fun. I don't have any horror stories. Being on the road is sometimes nice.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes nice.
Sometimes good.
Sometimes
good.
B-.
Sometimes B-. Sometimes good. Sometimes maybe shit. I don't mind it.
And to wrap this question up, Ashley, and thank you, Ashley. You're an amazing guest, and those were great well wishes and comments, and a great question. And we tried to record together in person once, and it was an absolute abject failure of recording.
God,
it's by far the worst recording we did. So we're better at this remote recording. We have not figured out the in-person thing yet at all.
No. We should really give it a whirl.
I want to. I want to do it and do it right. But
how do they do it? Is
once.
It just fancier mics?
It's a mixture of things. After that horrible episode,
and
it wasn't horrible because of the guest. It was horrible because we didn't set it up right.
Yeah.
So sorry, Christian.
It is a great episode. Like the songs are great. The karaoke playlist at Mixtape is great.
Yeah. It just sounds pretty bad.
Sucked.
If you got through that one, you are a true Mixie. You are a super fan. But yeah, I looked it up after that. It's a mixture of like just really specific microphones that only pick up what's right in front of them.
Sounds expensive.
And probably some other like mixing equipment.
Like horse glue.
So
sounds expensive.
You want me to read one of the submitted questions here? Starting on those. So
can we go back and forth? Can we do
let's go back and forth.
Audio,
for sure.
Written audio.
So this was actually from a former guest too. But because she was our second 2-time guest, I'm going to ask Jessica's question next.
Okay.
She says, what matching tattoo will we both get to celebrate our milestone?
I think it would have to be a cassette, like a little tiny cassette. with a little HTMMT on it.
I totally agree, and I would absolutely get it. And who would do that tattoo, Don?
Shannon would.
Shannon would absolutely do that tattoo.
Shannon would. And what's crazy is that there are times where we can arrange our schedule to be near Annapolis, Maryland, to go in and hang out with Shannon and get tattooed.
So the answer is cassette tapes that have the abbreviation on it.
Yep.
By Shannon. That's the answer.
Yep.
That's easy peasy.
Yeah, that was a breeze.
Guess what? Shannon submitted a little well wish. You want me to play that?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do.
Little easy transition. Here we go.
Hey, it's Shannon. What a great idea for a podcast, and it was an honor to be a guest on the show. Thank you so much.
That's it. Just that. Just that.
That's great.
Delightful.
It was delightful.
Delightful.
Would you want anything else for the cassette?
I think maybe a couple.
Dude. Oh, I got it. Okay, hold on. Never mind. I figured it out. Prisoner of Love. Hand. Holding the cassette.
Oh, I'm all about it. Chained to the cassette. Chain, with the chain from the wrist to the cassette.
Yeah. Prisoner of Love.
Dude.
Yep.
We're doing
You see my hand?
this now. I do. I'm seeing your hand. Yes.
Okay. All right, cool.
I'm looking right at you. Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't tell computers.
Prisoner of Love. That's what I think the move is. Prisoner of Love holding the cassette.
Dude, I'm here for it.
Okay.
You're nailing that hand.
I feel like I got it pretty good.
I hope that doesn't mean something else in ASL and people are watching this like right. What is he doing?
Prisoner of Love. I'm in DC the 5th and 6th.
Of which month?
Next week.
Oh shit.
Rewrite your schedule.
I mean, I'm not in DC next week. I'm in meetings next week. Sorry, man. We'll figure it out though. Shannon, if you're listening, which I think you are, the three of us are gonna figure something out.
Yep.
So
I can't wait.
Shannon just did a tattoo on me in tribute to my late
Chewy.
Pop. You saw that.
It's very sweet, very cute.
You crushed that.
Yeah. And if you don't follow Shannon, Tattoos by Shannon.
Tattoos by Shannon. It's an incredible account. He's an incredible tattoo artist. I drive 3 hours. I live in one of the most tattooed cities in the country with some of the best tattoo shops in the. It really is. Like per capita, Richmond is one of the top tattooed cities in the country. Tons of great tattoo shops here, and I still drive 3 hours to go to him because he's that good.
I can't wait.
So
I can't wait for. We should. Well, no, because we're bad at recording in person. But it would be fun to record something with Shannon when we go get tattooed.
I would love to. We could try to figure it out. If you haven't, you should go listen to the
Wait a minute.
The breakdowns episode with Shannon.
I think the issue was, what if the three of us all just sat really close around one mic?
We could do that. So that would work better. The only issue there
group.
is I can't edit out anything stupid somebody says if somebody else is talking. Right. But just don't say anything stupid and we're good.
No guarantees. Not a chance.
So, yeah. But regardless, that seems like a good plan. And I appreciate the question, Jess. I imagine that question either becomes because she's all like she knows we're all tattooed, or because we've talked multiple times about tattoos.
Yeah,
on that'd the show. Be a good one. You don't have a Saves the Day tattoo.
Nope.
And
favorite
I do. Band. And guess Cody does too.
Yep. Cody has the best one.
Sorry, I'm actually going to go out of order here because we're transitioning into shit so easy. Cody sent us a message.
Yeah, do it up.
All right, let's play the Cody message.
Mm-hmm. Video.
My dearest Dondrick and Ronnie, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. How to Make a Mixtape is truly the only podcast I've ever listened to that appreciates Saves the Day on the deep level that they deserve.
There it is.
So I want to thank you all for that. With that being said, during the spring episode, there was one word that united the entire world, and that word was Mosey. So let's hear it. What was the song that you discovered last year that was the perfect song to mosey to? Thanks for everything, dudes, and congrats.
God, what a great question.
God, I love him so much. And I had to play that because we were just talking about tattoos and Saves the Day.
That's perfect.
He's got the Saves the Day tattoo. And fuck? I have an answer. I have two answers.
Ill-prepared.
Well, these are on the fly. So
okay. You're right.
Well, he asked for a song. So I'll give an artist and then a song. Because why the hell not? So I spent a lot of time last year moseying to Glass Beams, who I brought up on a couple early episodes, I think, and then didn't talk about anymore. It's like an instrumental band from Australia, but they're like Indian heritage instrumental music. Great moseying music. But a song that I've been moseying to lately is El Sueno by La Lom, which I believe stands for LA League of Musicians. La Lom, El Sueno, great moseying music. Just, you just go listen to it. I'm not even going to try to describe it. Go listen to it.
Okay. So what I did was I pulled up my Spotify Wrapped for 24 to see what I was listening to, and it's a blast to see how much of my Spotify Wrapped made its way into mixtapes. And I know that I talked about Hot Club of Cowtown on a mixtape, and I don't remember. Did I put Deed I Do on that episode?
Which episode? On the Cody one? On the
when I put Hot Club of Cowtown on a mixtape, or I don't know if I put them on a mixtape or if they were an honorable mention. And Deed I Do is a cover. I think it's an Ella Fitzgerald cover. But I would do the Hot Club. No, it's Blossom Dearie is the original recording. And Blossom Dearie would be 1957.
You said it's Hot Club of Cowtown?
Yep, Hot Club of Cowtown.
They're not on a mixtape. So
okay, then I talked about them as an honorable mention, or I talked about having gone to see them.
Right.
And I'm going to put Deed I Do by Hot Club of Cowtown as my Mosey song.
Do I want you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? Do I need you? Oh my, do I?
Which is a cover of a Blossom Dearie song from 1957.
Deed I Do and El Sueno.
Also Ella Fitzgerald did Deed I Do as well. I don't know when. 1963, so it was after the original.
Okay. All right. Another written question, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. This one comes from... All right. This is not a real person's name. I don't know who submitted this. So if you submitted this, thank you for also having a sense of humor.
Maybe I can tell who it is by the name.
This is from Two Tone Malone.
Two Tone Malone.
And it's, why hasn't there been a Scott episode yet? What's the worst that could happen?
I don't know who Two Tone Malone is.
I think I do.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's Brian. I think it's my friend Brian from This Repeats.
Oh, cool. Why has there not been a Scott episode? What's the worst that can happen? I guess the same reason there hasn't been a 12-song Buckethead mixtape. Because is its lore more fun than the thing at this point?
I think what's happened was we teased it so much, but we were probably nervous to do it too early because not everybody's into ska, maybe, or we didn't think we had the right guest. But now it has become lore.
Yeah.
And I think we almost have to stretch it out as long as we can.
We're going to have to... the guest is going to have to be a big deal.
Yes, I agree. Or yes, 100%.
Yeah.
We will do it. Like we're not going to stretch it out forever. Like that will be a blast of an episode. I already have my list.
Do you really?
I'm ready to go for the Scott episode.
Shit.
But it does have to be the right guest.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't have to be the right guest.
Yeah, well, that one's gonna it's gonna be fun, but it's very niche. I guess some of these episodes have been pretty niche, right? The Art of the Breakdown was pretty niche.
So, yeah, like we're all over the place. We're niche.
We're
what's broad,
really funny is hearing Joni talk about the Art of the Breakdown. I don't really like those songs. That's what my mom said.
I think what
did Aunt Tammy like the Art of the Breakdown?
I don't know that she did. I don't know that I'll ask her.
Aunt Tammy, I want to know if you liked the Art of the Breakdown.
I will say, not to get too serious here, but I'll get serious for a second. So the next episode coming out, we're teasing something here. I've never done this before.
You're teasing
but whatever.
Something. I'm not teasing shit.
I'm teasing something. The theme of the next episode has to do with fathers. That's what I'll say. My dad had brain surgery yesterday.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Is he all right?
And he's already home.
That's not real.
Already home. And Tammy was there the whole time. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Aunt Tammy, for looking out for my mom and my dad. I don't know. Did Tammy listen to the breakdown episode? Probably not. That's probably a hard one to get through if you're Aunt Tammy.
I don't think it is.
I think that's kind of the appeal. One of the appeals of the podcast is like we can be broad overall, but we can get specific in an episode.
Yeah.
We're not afraid to get specific. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do one more written one because I've played a few audio already.
Okay.
So Ryan submitted 2 questions. I'm going to ask one.
Okay. Why not both?
Well, I will ask both on the episode.
Okay.
I'm going to do one at a time.
Okay.
This one's for Don. This one says for Donnie.
Okay.
I'm quoting here. In musical terms,
yeah.
What is it about white guy reggae that you love?
In musical terms.
That's what it says.
In musical terms. What is it about white boy reggae that I love?
I think what he's asking for is maybe not the vibe alone, but like,
what is it that I like about white guy reggae specifically?
Yeah, that's the question. You have mentioned many times your love of
white guy reggae. Yeah, I can go on a tangent of white guy reggae bands: Soja, Tribal Seeds, Dirty Heads. What the fuck, man? It's fucking embarrassing.
Why are you embarrassed? We're not embarrassed by our musical likes here.
So here's what's funny. I don't necessarily love just white guy reggae. I do love all reggae. And the reason, and I guess I love like pretty modern reggae. I like reggae regardless of when it's from. And the reason I like reggae as much as I do is because I personally feel it is physically impossible to be in a bad mood listening to reggae. There's something about that genre, and some of it's fucking heavy content, you know?
It's
like
true.
It's not all
like
very
heavy.
Fun. Yeah, very
not
heavy,
at all.
for sure. Yeah. But I can't be in a bad mood listening to reggae. Plus, a lot of the time when I listen to reggae, I'm usually hanging out with buddies. We're usually like, you know, fucking, it's just fun time with your friends. For me, it's time with my friends. And I just really love hanging out with buds and doing fun shit, listening to reggae. Like, I can't be in a bad mood. I can't be in a bad mood listening to reggae. That's where it comes from.
I would almost turn this around and say, Ryan, what is the issue with?
I don't feel like Ryan is approaching it from an issue perspective. I think it's just like an inquiry. Really?
That's true. I do think a lot of people who don't like reggae would struggle to explain why they don't like reggae, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think it bleeds into the ska world too, a little bit. But anyway, that's probably a conversation for a reggae episode.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And then Ryan's 2-parters to you?
It's for both of us. So the second question from Ryan is, what is a concert anytime in history you'd want to go to? Classic music question, but a good one.
Yeah. I think that the venue is as important as who you're going to see.
100% agree.
And I want to see someone really good at Red Rocks so bad. I've never been to a show at Red Rocks, and I really want to go to a good show at Red Rocks. Give
me an artist then. It could be Dead or Alive or Broken Up or Together. Like, who would you be your ideal Red Rocks artist, whether they played there or not?
Have you seen the fucking footage? I think we talked about it in the episode. Have you seen the footage of Mumford and Sons playing Red Rocks?
I have not.
Have you seen footage of Billy Strings playing Red Rocks?
Nope.
Have you seen the footage of the South Park concert for the 25-year anniversary? Like,
yes.
I think that venue would make anybody good. So,
I agree, but don't you think the environment leans a little more into some artists than others? Like, I think the environment's great no matter what.
I don't want to go see less than Jake at Red Rocks, but I bet you'd be fucking awesome.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, Mumford and Sons feels more appropriate than less than Jake. I mean, we're going extremes here.
Yep, for sure.
But
so that would be one. And then I would literally go see damn near anybody at the Sphere. I want to see a concert at the Sphere so fucking bad. Like some of the footage, you know who I want to see at the Sphere? I got this one locked in. I want to see Coheed and Cambria at the Sphere.
Oh, that would be
Could
good.
you imagine like all of the like fucking the cinematography of something that went along with Coheed playing at the Sphere? That would
because they do so much good. Just
for sure. So that's what I want. I want to see someone cool at Red Rocks and somebody, and I want to see Coheed at the Sphere.
Eagles are playing at the Sphere for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus days in March and April.
Yeah.
I don't want to know how much those tickets are, but I love the Eagles. I would go see that. I know I have an answer to this that I always say when people ask me this question. I would want to be at the Cavern in Liverpool to see the Beatles before they were big. Like when they played in that little, like that Cavern Club is not even a club. It was basically like a brick bomb shelter that they packed a bunch of kids in and got like raucous with early Beatles. Like I feel like that would be one of the coolest things to see.
So it would be really early Beatles.
But what the Beatles were doing early on were like they were playing like American style rock and roll, which is very like doo-woppy, friendly rock and roll, but they were playing it in like a raucous Liverpudlian like worker town environment. So that's where like the screaming thing comes from with the Beatles and I feel like that environment would just be incredible. Second choice would be probably like anything early CBGBs when it's first turned into a punk venue. Like it started out as like a country bluegrass venue, but when the punk band started playing there, like Blondie, Ramones, I honestly, the artist is kind of irrelevant. Any of those early artists at CBGBs, I would have loved to have been there. I'll say Blondie. I'll just throw that. I'll just say Blondie at CBGBs is number 2. Beatles Cavern Club is number 1 for me.
That's great. Yeah. You know what? You know what's crazy? As much as I would want to see somebody at Red Rocks or somebody at the Sphere, I would love to travel back in time to some of the high school venues. There was a venue in damn near the town I grew up in called Off the Alley. And it was literally it was in the back part of a record store. Like the wall connected, but it was its own. It was a venue that was behind the wall of the record store. Green Day played there one time.
Whoa.
Like that was like Off the Alley's pride, that was like that was the venue's crowning point of history or whatever the word is I'm looking for.
Crowning achievement.
Yeah, I would love to go back in high school and go see my friends' bands at that venue again.
Okay.
I had a big conversation the other day with a friend. Like, did we talk about this? Do kids want that? Because I can't think of a single like fun, small, all ages venue around here. Or maybe it exists and I've got no business going there because I'm an old man. But like, I can't think of we used to host shows at VFWs and like park districts.
I think they do. I think times have changed. I think what that looks like is a little bit different. But I have friends with teenage kids and there are still house shows.
Are there?
Yes, there are still house shows.
That's cool.
And there's a couple venues here, like even here in Richmond, that will kind of pack the kids in. And playing those shows in the Pacific Northwest, those This Repeat shows, like they made those all ages shows, and like people came out for that stuff. So, I don't know if it's the exact same. Like you're right. Like the amounts of Lions clubs and VFW halls, and American Legions that I played in or went to shows in. Yeah. When I was, 14 to 25, basically. Yep. it's kind of wild. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but
yeah. I was thinking about that. Like I was on like Facebook Marketplace and I saw like a warehouse for sale, and I'm like, I want to buy that. I want to make that an all ages venue.
yeah,
I want to host shows for kids to come out to that is a safe space to like have your 16-year-old punk rock band play. Like,
I was talking to somebody
those moments
recently.
were so important to us.
They are. They're very important. But I was talking to somebody recently. I think this will make you happy. I'm trying to remember who it was, and I don't want to name the wrong person. So I'm just not going to try. But I was talking to somebody, and they had taken their kid to a lot of concerts when they were young. Like they'd taken them, they exposed the music and stuff. But now they're in college, and they came to their dad recently and was like, "I've been going to shows in people's basements, and like I didn't know how cool music, like it was some kind of like, yeah, everything you took me to was cool, but like seeing bands in basements is like where it's at, Dad. Like, did you know this was a thing?" And of course their dad was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
oh, I love that.
So I think it's still a thing, dude. I'm
happy to know it's still a thing.
Yeah, I think all ages venues have struggled to stay open, to your point, like the structured venues that are all ages only or all ages shows, but yeah.
500, it's about $600 to go see the Eagles.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's not that much.
Plus a flight to Las Vegas, though.
Yeah.
All right, what are we on here now? Let's do another one. I got a couple from Brian, so I don't know who Two Tone Malone is because I got two here from Brian. This one says, "Did you have any other ideas for a music podcast before How to Make a Mixtape?"
Outside of one where we just talked about Smooth by Carlos Santana and Rob Thomas, not really.
Forget about it.
Yep, 100%. There's been a shocking lack of talking about Smooth by Carlos Santana featuring Rob Thomas on this podcast, considering that was the nexus point of our musical journey together, Don.
Yeah, I agree.
Have we told that story at all?
I think we've alluded to it, but I don't know how much we've gone down in there.
All right, well, here's the deal. Don and I would a couple times. There was a work event that involved a lot of driving, and I believe it was either one event where we just drove two ways, or it was two events where we would play a game called 90s. So it was 90s on 9.
Yeah, but it was satellite radio.
So if you have Sirius satellite radio, there's 90s on 9.
Yep.
And what we would do is we would have one of those big white vans. So there's probably 8 people in that van for 2 hours. And the game would be everybody got to pick 4 or 5 songs and artists that they thought was going to play on that trip. And so you got 1 point if you got the artist right. And I think you got extra points, obviously, if you nailed the song, right?
1 or 3. If you get an artist, you get 1 point.
There you go.
If you get the song, you get 3 points. If it's the artist and song.
Yep.
So if Bitch by Meredith Brooks plays, you got 3 points. You got 3 points.
Yeah. If somehow another Meredith Brooks song played, you got 1 point. But that's not happening.
That's not happening.
And what we found doing that which by the way, fantastic game. I highly recommend it on a road trip. What a great game that was. What we found is, man, does Smooth by Carlos Santana featuring Rob Thomas play a lot. And so we looked it up. Do you remember this on the way you were driving?
Yep.
And we were speculating how much that song played, and we looked it up, and there's official records.
The song released in 1999.
The song came out in 1999 and was the number 2 or number 3?
I want to say it was number 2.
Number 2 most radio played song of the entire 90s, and it only had 1 year of radio play in the 90s. In
and
1
then the
year,
joke became
that's how much that
song
shit
is
played.
Playing in Kohl's right now.
Right now, Kohl's, Kroger, Meijer, Target. Go to some big box store.
Currently, that song is playing in your local Perkins as we speak.
Yep. Right now.
Yep.
And so that's how that started. So I guess to answer your question, Brian, I don't know that we talked about it as a podcast, but I would say there could be a 90s on 9 podcast.
Yeah.
But there could also be one of those deep dive podcasts on like Smooth by Carlos.
Yeah, well,
Santana.
I mean, that's what
like a mini series.
That's what Mike does, right? Like, doesn't Mike do You Wanted a Hit?
It's one hit wonders that why were they a hit kind of a thing.
Yeah, so I guess Smooth wouldn't really qualify, but
right. But it's like you've heard those miniseries podcasts that are like they only do 10 episodes, but it's just like a deep dive on like one movie or something like that. Like
yeah.
But I don't know if anybody wants to hear a 10 episode podcast on Smooth.
No, I don't.
I don't want to be a part of it. So, all right, I'm going to ask this other Brian question here too. Sorry, I didn't even read these beforehand.
Yeah, that's good.
This is a rhetorical question. It doesn't even require an answer. All right. Does anyone else see the show title abbreviated and wonder for a second if it's going to be about How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I get that. And also, like, when I first did it, the HTMMT, that's not the right acronym.
It's not. And people have been sending us stuff that says HTMAM, which is probably correct. That's probably the correct
No, because,
How to make a mixtape is one word.
Mixtape's one word?
I spelled it as one word in the podcast title, so yes, it's one word. So it should be HTMAM.
Mixtape is one word.
So it should be HTMAM.
Yeah, but I like HTMMT.
Which is what it's because it feels like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to me.
For sure. That's not intentional, but that's why I'm keeping it there.
Oh, shit.
What happens if you type in mixtape as 2 words?
All right, let me play another one of these.
I like the audio ones. Okay.
Here we go.
This is Ron Placone, and How to Make a Mixtape with Rod and Don is awesome. Congratulations on 1 year. Hope you all are enjoying the show. Please do check out my episode if you don't mind, but check them all out as well. And this podcast is like if you're just kind of hanging out, talking music with your college buddies. That's what it feels like. In my case, that's what it was like in the literal sense, but that's what it feels like too. How to Make a Mixtape. Here's to many more.
I love that. He's got a
nice.
great voice.
You can tell he's a professional podcaster.
I feel like he has, and I mean this in the deepest, sincere recognition. If that is not the voice of a fucking Simpsons character, then I don't know what is.
Oh my God, he would love to be a Simpsons character.
That is a fucking Simpsons character.
It really is. Ron, you need to be on this. Matt Groening. We need to get Ron on The Simpsons. I mean, Ron's a stand-up comedian and podcaster. Like, he's got the voice for it. So,
yeah, he crushed.
His episode was the best of 87.
Which was such a fun one. I can't wait to do more years.
Which, the goal of that was that we would do a bunch of those. We do a bunch of random, like, best of some random year. We've only done one. So we need to do some more of those. Yeah. Because that was fun. Very diverse,
only been a year.
Cool. It's only been it's fair.
Only been a year.
I mean, in my mind, we would do one of those per season. But we didn't.
Okay.
We've only done one. But yeah, let me do one more audio one because I did a couple written ones in a row here. So let's play this one.
Okay.
What's up, Rod and Don? This is Justin, aka the Christmas Boy. Hope
Boy
you guys
Christmas
are doing well, and congrats on that 1 year anniversary.
Boy Christmas.
My favorite part about How to Make a Mixtape is that I think the podcast really inspires me to find some new listens, maybe some revisits. There's a lot of time when you're not sure what you want to play, and this kind of gives you a little inspiration to do that. My biggest question for you guys would be, what are some of the songs in history that you wish you had written? So thanks again for having me on. Appreciate what you guys do. Keep doing it, and thanks again. Bye.
He was a 2-time guest that got there really quick.
Back to back.
Because he did 2 back-to-back episodes.
Yeah. If I had to do songs that I wish I had written, I would lean into the perfect production episode. Because as much as I want to write a good song, I want it to, so like the song that I wish I wrote was When You Were Young by The Killers.
He doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman, like you imagine when you were young. Can we climb this mountain? I don't know.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You had just a song ready to go. This is a hard
like
one, man.
like to me it's just fucking that intro. Oh man, there's a lot of things I love about that song as well as its production, and I'm not a big Killers fan.
Yeah.
But that fucking song just hits so damn hard.
It's hard because I've tried to be a songwriter. I think you probably have too. Like, I'm not a good songwriter.
No
and
way.
I'm always so envious of people who are. That the honest answer is pretty much anything. To be honest with you, but
yeah,
you know what? Here's what I'll say. I think Transatlanticism by Death Cab for Cutie is one of the most simultaneously gorgeous and heartbreaking songs I've ever heard in my life. And every time I hear that song, my brain goes right to how the fuck did he write this song?
Standing on the surface of a perforated sphere when the water filled every hole, and thousands upon thousands made an ocean, making islands where no island should go.
He is such a fucking good songwriter.
And so I'm going to say that. And I could probably pick multiple Ben Gibbard songs, like Such Great Heights.
Yeah.
That would be up there too.
Who is your... Do you have a favorite songwriter?
Fucking Glove Compartment song. Like,
do you have a favorite songwriter?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple. Favorite's hard. Like, I'm actually I'm with Yossi on this one. Like, ranking things kind of sucks, but I probably have a general like top 5. Yeah, Ben Gibbard's in there too. He's top 5 for me. Paul McCartney's up there for me. Oof. I'd have to think
a little bit more modern. I think Amigo the Devil is a amazing songwriter. Okay. If you're willing to be that vulnerable in some of what you're saying.
Cause I'd rot in hell with you if you just asked me to. I love the shitty things we do together. Live with me in this sin forever. Hell and you, I know you wanted to. I say take the shot, see this chance, feel the fire, and let me have this dance with you.
Like, and you're putting your vulnerabilities out there for the whole world to just kind of collect. And obviously, I don't love a performer, but most songwriters are performers, you know, like the people that are sharing their music that aren't performers are far and few between. But like, performers kind of make me a little performers feel icky, whereas songwriters feel less icky. So,
off the top of my head, I would say, so those two I already named, but I would also throw out Chris from Saves the Day. I just connect with his visceral lyrics.
Yeah, and the happiest songs.
And then the other one I don't know if they've ever come up on the podcast, but Yokelore.
I don't want to see you smile. I want you in the morning before you go performing. Tell me something I don't know and lead me to the place where no one ever goes. And let me go under your skin. And let me find the demon that drives those 7 limbs.
If you've never heard Yokelore, just incredible songwriter, incredible performer too. Kind of going against what you just said. Like he brings the performance and the songwriting he is a.
Oh, you've talked about him before. Quite the hunk.
Quite the hunk. Quite the performer. Quite the songwriter.
About how much of a hunk he was last time.
Modern day, you know, I'll be honest. Like when I saw him live, he would like recite poetry sometimes in between songs, and almost made me uncomfortable because I'm not used to it. But I think the world needs more of that kind of stuff too. At the same time, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not used to this. This is not a thing people do anymore. But why the fuck not? Like, songs are just poems with music. Like, why not recite a poem on stage too? So, yeah. So there you go. There's some answers.
Love it.
Is Amigo the Devil? I've listened to Amigo the Devil a few times, but is all of his stuff mostly like story based? Stuff.
Some of it is like yeah, they're story based, but then no, not all of it. Not all of his songs are story based.
I am impressed by a really good storyteller musician too, though. Right?
Yep.
Like telling a tale in 2.5 minutes is impressive.
Yep.
All right, next question.
Thank you, Boy Christmas.
This one is from Francis.
Sit down, Francis. You know the movie?
It says, "Oh, I know who Francis is."
Do you know
She's
the
very
movie?
Sweet. She made. What was that movie?
The movie was Stripes. Bill Murray and Harold Ramis.
Long time since I've seen that movie. My dad
Great
loved
movie.
that movie. Oh, this one's really sweet. So Francis made me a friendship bracelet when I was in Seattle. So thank you,
that's really
Francis.
sweet. Thanks,
I have
Francis.
your bracelet. I'm going to read the whole thing. The first half is sweet. The second half is not.
Okay. Buckle in.
Please tell me a thing about your co-host that you appreciate the most. Also, why is Donnie so mean to Roderick?
Okay. Let me tell you. Do you want to go first?
You go first. Why are you?
Okay.
No, first, why are you so mean to me? I can't answer that question.
I think it's a Midwest thing. Well, I don't even know if it's a Midwest thing as much as it's a Chicago thing.
I don't think you're mean to me, man.
I don't think I'm mean to you, but I love bustin' chops. I don't know if it's just that we were raised in bustin' chop culture. Like, you know where our bust chop culture comes from.
I do, and I do it too, just not as much. But the people in my life that I'm closest to, like the 4 or 5 people that I'm closest to in this world, all bust my chops all the time. It's the love language of like that kind of relationship. Like you make fun of each other, and it's a love language.
I agree. My love language to you is bustin' chops.
So Francis, when you hear Donnie being mean to me, it's really him saying he loves me.
If I was legitimately being mean to you, I would never speak to you or acknowledge your existence.
Fair. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So please tell me a thing about your co-host that you most appreciate. That's the real question.
Okay. This is a no-brainer for me.
Oh shit. Okay, you go first.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
The amount of work you put in on the back end to make this goofy fucking thing exist, I can't even wrap my head around it. I barely post on Instagram. So for those that don't know, which I'm sure they do, Rod manages production. I manage the social media. And manage, I'm putting in air quotes, right? I post when Rod sends me videos and says, hey, could you post this on the Instagram? And then I say, yep. And I get around to it. But like Rod is editing episodes, putting together clips, inputting the songs, making videos to post to YouTube. Like the amount of effort and energy that you put in on the back end, that I couldn't have. You are the kid that I want for the group project so that I can phone it in.
Wow, you just flashed me back to elementary and middle school, big time, and high school.
Yeah.
There.
But it would be nothing if you weren't the person that was responsible for that stuff.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I hope you don't feel unappreciated.
I don't feel unappreciated.
Okay,
you
good.
saying it helps me feel even more appreciated. I'll tell you what I appreciate about you is when we are recording, though, you are so good at engaging the guest, asking the right question at the right time, thinking of things to say or to ask or like drive the conversation that I wouldn't think about. All I do is throw out facts, and I'm putting that in air quotes. Beck songs. No, facts in air quotes because it's usually about 10% fact, 90% me bullshitting until I look up on Wikipedia what the actual fact is.
10% of everything about the thing.
I really do. That's kind of my specialty. That's my prerogative as a white man in the United States of America. Is all I need to know is 10% of a fact, and I know something. But you're so good at like asking these questions that you ask, and I'm like, fuck, why didn't I ask that? That's such a good question. You're just very engaging to guests and stuff, and it makes the podcast so much more entertaining. So
I think it's because I'm full of shit.
yeah. I don't think that's the case at all. I think you're a pretty genuine dude.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Francis.
Thanks, Francis. Thanks for the bracelet too.
Keep listening.
All right. Let's see audio clips here. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna play one. Here we go.
I can't wait. I hope it's the question because I've got there's one audio. There's a couple audio questions I know, and I've got an answer written down.
There's one I'm saving.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a question in this one. Let's see.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, it's Michael Smith from the You Wanted a Hit podcast, and I wanted to congratulate my friends at How to Make a Mixtape on 1 year of your show. I was lucky to be a guest last year in 2024, and I had such a blast. You guys bring the weird and wild and funny to the music podcast world. So thanks for doing what you do, and here's to many more years.
I thought the red theme was going to be so fucking stupid.
I know you did.
And it is
such a good
episode.
I love that episode,
and
man.
Mixtape.
I love that episode.
It's really good.
So thank you, Michael.
Like, this is the dumbest shit.
It's so good. All right, we're gonna come back to that in a second. But thank you, Michael, for the well wishes. Michael's podcast is You Wanted a Hit. They dive into one-hit wonders and like how did this fucking song become a hit?
Right said
really
Fred.
Interesting.
I'm too sexy.
Like Right Said Fred. Yep.
So good.
I just saw today Style Weekly, which is like this big publication in Virginia here, just put them as like one of the best like binge-worthy podcasts.
Oh hell yeah.
So shout out to those guys.
Oh, good for those dudes.
They've been doing it for years. So I'm proud that we got through a year. Yeah. We're celebrating that here. I think they're 3+ years into their podcast, man.
Wow.
So, yeah. So Michael, thank you for being a guest. I'm sure we'll have you back sometime. But the Red episode, dude, I knew that shit was going to be good because I like the weird themes can go so many different directions. I feel like they're just so fun.
Yeah.
And like you hated my Unwritten Law pick so much.
I did.
And I still stand by it. So, all right. That leads me to a question though, that this isn't from a guest. This is from me. And I just said, I hate ranking stuff, but what's your favorite mixtape that we put together in the first year? Not the episode. What's your favorite mixtape?
Oh, favorite mixtape is The Airport. And I mean, you ruined it, but I don't know that we've done as fuck, that's tough.
I was going to say, how did I ruin it? And then I realized I knew the answer before I asked the question. Yep. So yes, you're right. I did ruin
There's
it.
a couple of mixtapes that we did the perfect job. It's the perfect mixtape for what we're talking about. The two that immediately come to mind are How to Make a Mixed Plate and The Airport. Those mixtapes are so they're perfect for what we built with those things. Those mixtapes are very good.
I think there's a few great. Well, there's a lot. I think I'll be honest, they're all fucking good. Like there's not a dud in the mix, but Airport would be my favorite too. So we have the same favorite, which is really cool because I think we both went into that episode thinking, what the fuck? Like we were all three of us confused about what we were even exactly picking songs for.
And then we seamlessly fell into it.
It just was so good. With
it worked
with the
really
exception
good.
of that my one song, which fit the theme but doesn't fit the mixtape.
Sure.
Fair enough. That episode's great. Honorable mentions though, Sweater Weather with Cody, the Fall Time one.
Okay.
I really enjoy that mixtape. Mallrats with Christian.
Yeah.
Now, if you didn't work at the mall at the exact same time that me and Don and Christian did, then maybe this mixtape doesn't mean so much to you. But like, we all worked at malls at the exact same time, and that mixtape is fucking dead on. And that one for sure.
Yeah, they're good.
What are you chatting me here?
Oh, I'm sending you Buckethead songs.
I can't click on the link, so I have to copy and paste them. It's
the first one.
Why are you sending me Buckethead songs?
I can't remember what we were talking about a couple of minutes ago. but we were talking about something, and I was like, the song, like, great songwriters.
Okay.
The first Buckethead song is called "Watching Boats with My Dad." And it might make you cry based on where you're living, right? Like not where you're living, but like the fact that your dad just kind of went through something pretty traumatic. And it's recorded in an analog. It's recorded on an acoustic, like a nylon acoustic guitar straight guitar.
Okay.
And it is so beautiful. It's called "Watching Boats with My Dad."
It already sounds beautiful. Dude, I'm 10 seconds in. It sounds gorgeous. But the second one you sent me,
it's called
couldn't be more fucking opposite. It's called
Lobotomy Salon.
And it's just noise, dude.
It's just
fucking
pure
noise.
chaos. And I know that like Bucket has become such a joke for the podcast. I know it's become such a joke. But like, will you please put clips of both of these in here so people can hear the difference, the range that this dude has?
Yes, of course I will. Unbelievable.
Lobotomy Salon came out this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just noise.
This one is from Sarah, and it's addressed to you, Don.
Yep.
I want to know what song you'd put between Ace of Spades by Motorhead and I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
That would make the three of them make sense together. So Ace of Spades, song you're about to choose, I Want to Dance with Somebody. What makes those three songs make sense together?
Okay.
I'm going to answer this too.
Okay. I hope you would. Okay. You go first.
I don't know yet.
Okay. All right. Here's where I'm leaning in one of two directions. I've got what feels right.
Okay.
And then I've got like what could fall in there in terms of time lineage. Okay.
Okay. Bring it on. Yep.
So for some reason, what feels right is One Step Beyond by Madness.
One step beyond.
Okay, so I'm transitioning from metal into pop. And if I'm going to bring the attitude and energy of metal, I'm going to bring that into One Step Beyond by Madness. And if I'm going to bring the fun digestibility of I Want to Dance with Somebody from pop, I'm going to bring One Step Beyond by Madness.
That's really good. That's really sound thought process there. And I had a very similar one.
Okay. What do you got?
Well, okay. So my first thought initially was you got you got Motorhead over here, which is metal and punk, but also kind of like angry and dark.
Yep.
And then you've got happy, super happy pop.
Uh-huh.
And the first thing that popped in my head was honestly Oingo Boingo, because they're like kind of goth, kind of pop.
What song?
Well,
Dead
so
Man's
here's the
Party.
thing. I just listened to a few, and I don't think they bridge enough. I think they lean too far on the pop side. So then I was
Lean
like,
too
okay,
close to Whitney.
too close to Whitney.
Okay.
Yeah, I think live they're probably a little closer to the middle, but their recordings aren't.
Okay.
So then I was like, what's really in the middle? And you know what it is? It's the fucking most played artist on our mixtapes. It's The Cure.
The Cure.
It's, I think probably like Pictures of You.
I've been looking so long at these pictures of you that I almost believe that they're real. I've been living so long with my pictures of you that I almost believe that the pictures are all I can feel.
Is that perfect blend of like dark and poppy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say Pictures of You by The Cure. So, but Madness, that dude, that's a good pick.
Yeah. I feel
That's a
good about
one.
it. Yeah.
So there you go, Sarah. Great question. Really hard question.
Really well thought question. You know where else I was going was The Cars, but that's a little too poppy.
Very poppy. I love The Cars, man.
I love
Very
The Cars.
poppy though.
Is it The Cars or is it just Cars? It's The Cars.
It's The Cars.
Yeah.
It's The Cars. I mean, unless you're like, I mean, Drive is a little sad, but it's not like dark at all, really. So yeah, I don't know. They're pretty poppy.
Okay.
All right. Audio clips. You want more audio clips?
Yep. More
Actually,
inspiration.
you know what? We had one person send 2 questions. I'm going to sandwich it. We're going to go question, comment, question.
Okay.
So let's go with this one first.
Good afternoon, Donnie and Rod. It's Todd. Rod, this question is for you. How do you put up with Donnie's absolutely terrible taste in music?
Okay.
Hey, Todd.
Did you see the title of his audio clips?
I did.
Do you know that neither he nor I have any idea why they're titled that?
No, I was curious. I figured it was an inside joke.
No clue. Nope,
It was
not
some,
even
like,
an inside joke.
Dentistry thing?
Yeah, something about dentistry.
I will answer this tongue-in-cheek question that Todd just asked very sincerely and honestly, which is to say that everybody has an equally great and equally bad taste in music because that's how people are.
That's the wrong fucking answer.
No, it is. I have terrible taste in music and great taste in music. Like
the wrong answer. The right
What's
answer
the
is
right
Donnie
answer?
doesn't have terrible taste in music.
No, that's not true because you picked some stuff that I think is fucking terrible.
Give
And
me an
that's
example.
okay. That's okay. It's okay because everybody's taste is purely individual.
You don't know what you're
You
talking
know? Dude, come on. I just played 2 Buckethead clips, my dude.
Yeah.
I just played 2 Buckethead clips.
Yeah, everybody is welcome.
Come on. Don't make me do that. Don't
That's
make me do that. I you know what though? To be fair, I would never describe any of your picks as terrible. That's way too far. You
think?
never had a terrible pick.
Oh,
I mean, that's harsh. Terrible is harsh.
disagree.
Terrible?
Yeah, I've had terrible picks.
What are your terrible? Give me a terrible pick.
I'd have to go back, but I know that there have been some picks where it's like, I could have done better.
Could have done better doesn't mean terrible, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to go all the way back, episode number 2. Did you pick Rosanna by Toto? I mean, Amy by Pure Prayer League is legend at this point, so that's an A tier choice right there.
Yeah, you're right. Spelled wacky.
See, no terrible picks on here, man. Like terrible picks, just eh. So I appreciate that, Todd. All right, let me play another one here.
What's up, boys? Congrats on 1 year on the show. You guys
it's
have
Doug.
the energy
Doug.
of a mid-90s drive time radio DJ. So maybe you start just doing some news and weather updates. That'd be sick. No, but seriously, my favorite part about listening to How to Make a Mixtape is yelling at you guys when you get stuff wrong, which I think is the mark of a great show. Keep up the good work. Congrats on a year. Let's hope for another 9 so we can all attend the How to Make a Mixtape 10-year anniversary barbecue. Peace.
Tinfinity. I think Doug's the host of that barbecue.
He is.
Yeah.
He's the host, and he picks the music for that one,
Yeah.
so we get a break.
Be a great barbecue.
I think he's right. Like, if you're yelling angrily at a podcast, you're so engaged. Like, I hope.
I agree.
Comment. In fact, you know what? Comment on this episode if you find yourself yelling at Don and me, because I kind of want to know. Like, that makes me happy. If
I
what
love
we
the text
choose
messages.
piss you off.
I love the text messages of like, how did you not pick this song? How did you leave this one off of this episode? I love those texts.
Yeah, I enjoy those too.
Yeah.
All right, Todd has another question. So I'm sandwiching Todd with Doug. Thank you, Doug. Great guest. We're going to have him on again soon, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to know from you both who your dream guest would be on this podcast.
So this got asked also by somebody on a message, and I don't remember who it was. So if it was you, thank you for it. But we got to ask this a couple times.
Yeah.
Dream
you go
guest.
first.
I have. Okay, I will go first, and I have more than one answer because that's how this works. So number one was Rob Harvilla, which we fucking had. I think
we did it.
We had our dream guest on here.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like he was the reason we started this podcast. So
yeah,
he was a dream guest. We had him on already. The next ones, I think John Cusack would be the next dream guest
for sure.
Because of the High Fidelity connection. Also, he's just fucking John Cusack. Also, he had a lot to do with the music in High Fidelity, from what I understand. So, like, John Cusack would be incredible. I think Cameron Crowe would be great because of just, you know, Almost Famous, Singles. The guy can put together, like, a list of songs.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, I kind of want to complete the Ringer thing and just go Yossi Solek, man. I think Yossi would be so fun to have on this podcast.
Yeah. I don't know that I have the backbone to have Yossi on this.
What do you mean? You think she'd run you over?
I think she would run me over. And I would just lay in the middle of the street. She's powerful, man.
She's powerful. It would be such a fun episode, dude. If you don't listen to Bandsplain from Yossi Solek, and if you think you love music and you haven't listened to Bandsplain, I mean, listen to us first when we come out, but then go listen to Bandsplain.
Yeah.
She loves music more than me, and I love music.
You had these questions prior, so you were able to put some time together. I think that one for you and I that would be great would be Chris Connolly.
Oh my God, that would be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have what his theme would be, but because we are the fangirls that we are for Saves the Day, that would be one that would be just massive.
You know who I wouldn't want to have on? And not because I don't appreciate them, because I do. Have you ever listened to any other podcast that Matt Pryor's been on?
No.
From Get Up Kids?
Mm-mm.
So Yossi interviewed him on the Party People podcast. Okay. He hosted the Vagrant Records anniversary podcast.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I listened to the whole Vagrant one.
I feel like he makes me feel like I'm wearing my clothes backwards when he
really
talks to people. And I don't think I would do well on a conversation with him. I think if it was just him and I at a bar, that'd be fine. That'd be totally fine. But in a formal setting of a podcast, I think I would struggle.
You want to hear what my other answer is?
Of course I do.
All of our listeners.
Oh my God. You know what? Listeners, this isn't yes, we like to have guests with credentials, but this isn't pretentious. Some of the best episodes are just with friends of ours.
Yeah.
If you want to be on the podcast, message us.
But you got to come with a theme.
You do. Come with a great theme.
Yep.
Tell us you want to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
There's no reason you can't be on the podcast. This isn't like a fucking only big name. Oh, fuck. We don't have big names. We've had 3 big names.
I disagree again. Every name that's been on the podcast is a big name. Stop minimizing the contribution of our guests.
I mean, dude, my favorite episodes are I had a blast at the Rob episode. I think that's our best episode, the Rob Harvilla one. But my favorite ones to record are the ones with our friends because we're just. Ron was right. It's like you and your friends talking, sitting at a college party talking music.
Yep.
It's a blast. The ones with Doug and Jess and Ashley, those are my favorite episodes to record. So if you're a listener, let us know.
Yeah, come with
if you want to. Come with the theme. All right, we have one more audio question and one more text question.
Okay.
And they're both kind of big. Which one do you want first?
Text first. We'll close out with the audio.
Text first. Okay. So this is a multi-parter, but we don't have to do all the parts. So I'm going to read it verbatim. All right. This is from a former guest. Carlina.
Okay.
Carlina says, first of all, I obviously want to say congrats on hitting 1 year. !
Thanks, Car.
I'm hella proud and stoked for both of you on a killer year 1! ! My question is a weird one. More of an activity of sorts, because I'm a bit extra. I want to give y'all a few musical group scenarios and have Dawn come up with a band name and debut album name, and Rod explain the album art.
Oh, this is a
So
heavy
you
lift.
you follow, Don? So
Yeah.
you've got the band name and the album name, and I have to explain the album art.
Yep.
And she says, feel free to pick one or a few or zero. I won't be offended. She gave me 4.
Okay, let's start with 1.
Let's start with the one I want to do the most, or number 1.
Start with the one you want to do the most.
All right. A young rap duo from Nebraska.
Ooh, a young rap duo from Nebraska. I'm going to say the Cornrow Kids.
It's fucking great. It's great.
I'm
Cornrow
going to
Kids.
say the Cornrow Kids.
What's the first album called?
Breaking Stocks, Cracking Stocks.
Cracking Stocks.
Cracking Stocks.
Cracking Stocks. Okay.
Yeah. Or, fuck, dude. Let me tell you why I'm so good at shit. Okay. The band name is the Cornrow Kids. I can't believe I just got this. The album title is the Lincoln Logs. You know the capital of the state of Nebraska?
It's Lincoln.
It's Lincoln,
Nebraska.
And the album is called The Lincoln Logs. Now, mind you, I'm going to say that I did cheat and I did Google Nebraska just so I could get my bearings straight.
All right, I have two cover art options.
Okay.
There's a kind of obligatory, like, 2 guys in a cornfield thing, but like really fucking cool. Like almost like they're rising up out of the cornfield somehow. Not like just 2 dudes standing in a field. But the other one is, do you remember that parody movie of
Are you hung up on the Lincoln Logs?
High School High? Do you remember that? Was that what it was called? What was the fucking Dangerous Minds?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the Dangerous Minds parody though?
No.
Parody movie.
No.
So it's called High School High.
Okay.
And it was John Lovitz was the principal. You don't remember this?
No.
So there was a scene. This makes it sound like I'm not taking it seriously, but I kind of am, because this would kind of be, if you did this right, this would be a great fucking album cover. There was a scene where one of the students had cornrows, and they zoom in on his cornrows, but his cornrows aren't straight back. They're like in like paths on his head, and it's little micro machines racing through his cornrows.
I remember that audio or that video. Like, I remember a clip of that.
So it would be a close up of one of the dude's cornrows, but there would actually be corn growing out of his cornrows.
Okay.
But done in like an artful way. That's the cover for that one.
I want more credit for the Lincoln Logs.
You have credit.
Okay.
That means great credit. I just don't think them standing in front of a Lincoln log cabin is a very powerful image.
I agree, but you get it, right? Because it's almost like a double entendre, because like you log your information.
Yeah. Oh, I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do one more of these. So this is because she sent both of us. So on the last 2 episodes ago, we talked about A-Teens, which was that teenage group that covered ABBA songs. She sent both of us a photo that she owned that record, so I feel like this one's appropriate.
Nerd.
A metal band that exclusively covers NSYNC. Can I propose a band name?
Yeah.
I feel like Out of Sync is
That's
metal.
lame.
Yeah, Francis, you're right.
Die.
He is mean to me. He is mean to me. What was it?
Die.
Bye die, not just die. Bye bye. Yeah, bye die is better.
Yep.
All right.
If they're only
Bye
covering
die.
NSYNC songs.
Bye die is the album title, not the band name.
That's fine. Okay.
Bye die is the album title.
I don't know that I have a good band name for that one. I don't have one. I guess Out of Sync, which sucks, but that's lame. I would like it to be like INSINK in sync.
Mm-hmm. In like metal writing?
And then the album cover would be a picture of a grave and a coffin going into the grave.
Or is it going down a sink? Like call back to Metallica's Metal Up Your Ass with the knife coming out of the toilet?
Yeah.
Bye Bye Die is a pretty good album title.
Yeah, for sure. I feel good about it.
I mean, the album cover is them is like the puppet, the NSYNC puppet guys, except they're not puppets. They're like hanging from nooses.
Yeah,
that's the album cover. There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a hard man. Putting us through the ringer on this.
That's a tough one. That was a tough one.
That's a tough one. All right, so audio clip. Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey guys, first time, long time. Here's the question. You're going to start a ska band. It's the two of you, plus one chosen guest, and everybody else in the band is Muppets. Who's that guest to join you guys in the band? What instruments is everybody playing? And Don, what's the name of the band?
Okay.
Another band name question.
Audio one that I got prior to the episode. Okay. So this is the one that I've had the most time to put time into. And I have some fucking band names. I don't have the guests, so let's just put Seamus in the band.
Well, he wants to know what everybody plays too. What does Seamus play? What is Shane? That was Shane, by the way, who's about to be a multi-time guest. We just recorded with him, but it hasn't come out yet. So you're about to hear his second episode.
Okay, so I do have the band name because this is the one that I've put some time into.
Okay, so what's the band name?
It's either the Tromboners.
Okay. Okay.
Scabracadabra.
Okay.
Or Skink Sinatra. And I can't decide between those three. But those are the three band names that I came up with.
Oh my god.
It's Skink Sinatra, Scabracadabra, or the Tromboners. And I'm leaning Tromboners.
Here, a couple things. I have a lot of thoughts. on this. So, Skank Sinatra's a fantastic one, but that sounds like a one-off like ska cover band type thing. Like we're gonna play a Halloween show as Skank Sinatra.
Ska covers Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra songs as ska covers. So that's fantastic. But I think that one's out for this.
Yeah.
I think Scabracadabra is so fucking good. However, that's the best one in my opinion. But there's a very specific thing about this band that leans tromboners, which is that the rest of the band are Muppets.
Which is why the Tromboners might be the winner.
Which I think makes Tromboners the winner, because that's just funny.
Yeah.
I think it's Tromboners.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I think we got to take this seriously.
Okay.
What do you play in the band?
Vocals.
So you're vocals.
Yeah.
I'm bass.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a bass player. What is that okay?
Sure, I'm not a singer, but I think it would be funny.
Well, you decided you want to be this is all pretend, but I'm just going to play bass.
Okay.
Here's my pitch. Like, no offense, Shane. I don't think Shane asked this question because he wanted to be in the band.
Yeah. You're not putting Shane in the band.
John, from our backpack rap episode, he was the drummer for Mustard Plug for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he's drummed for like a major ska band already.
Yep. He
has picked it up. In my opinion, John plays drums. The rest of the band are Muppets, which means we've got, I've looked it up here.
3-piece horns, saxophone, trumpet,
we've
trombone.
We've basically got the whole horn section of Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then we've got Floyd Pepper on guitar.
Okay.
Who
I might put a different guest. You know what? I'm gonna
so that's my opinion. What's your thoughts on that?
I want Animal on drums.
So you want Animal on drums. So in your version,
are we just pulling at
still?
Muppets? Because then I want Rizzo the Rat as the vocalist.
Okay, so then what would you play?
Stagehand.
No, dude, you have to play something.
Oh, I'm in the boss tone.
Okay, you get to be the You get to be the boner.
You get to be the boner.
It's the tromboners. You get to be the boner, and then then the rest of the band's the same though. It's the horn section for Dr. Teeth, and it's Sergeant Floyd Pepper on guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go, Shane. We gave you we built 2 bands out of this.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say: the tromboners. Here's the deal: the tromboners is Rizzo the Rat on the Rat on vocals.
Yeah.
Me on bass. Animal on drums. The horn section of Dr. Teeth, who I don't feel like looking up right now because there's too many of them.
Yeah.
Sergeant Floyd Pepper on guitar. And Don's the boner, which is the tromboners version of the boss tone.
Yeah.
In my version of the band, which is Scabracadabra, we've got me on bass, Don on vocals, John Massel on drums, and then the rest of the band is the same. Horn section, Sergeant Floyd Pepper. What a question. Why the Muppets? Why did he throw that shit out there?
Because he's fucking creative.
He's
a creative.
That was fun. That was fun. All right, man.
This was great.
I had a good time. I mean, it just felt good to just kind of hang out.
Will there be a lot of clips, a lot of song clips?
I'll put some song clips in here. You know?
Okay, good.
I'll throw some clips in for sure. Congrats on a year, man. I've got a little champagne left here to celebrate.
You do? You had champagne?
Look at that. Look at that champagne.
I didn't even see you get champagne.
I had it the whole time. Oh, ding. Cheers.
It sounded a bit dingy. I think I got a little here. That's what I got.
A little food fuel there.
Yeah, a little gas and wash. Mm-hmm.
A little Diet Coke.
That's all she wrote. It's past 8. No pops past 8, man.
All right, dude. I'm proud that we made it a year. Here's to many more.
Yeah, we only have 2 more episodes and then an Unluckies.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Then we're on to season 4. So
yeah,
happy to be doing this with you. Thanks for all the listeners for supporting us this year.
Should we start a Patreon?
Hope to. You know what? I think we should, but I think we should. There should be like a target amount of followers first.
Okay.
Like I feel like
followers,
it's like double.
Followers, not listeners,
subscribers. Right? Yeah, like subscribers, like followers. Like I feel like it's double what we have now, basically.
We have to figure out what territory. I really love Meg's sticker of the month thing.
We do have a sticker sponsor.
That's what I'm saying. It would be a lot more work for you. But it would be cool if there was like a unique sticker monthly.
You are not wrong. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? People, let us know in the comments what you want from us. You want a sticker of the month club? You want a Patreon? Like a Patreon means Don and I do more shit for you. Like,
yeah,
we'd have to do more shit. We'd have to probably post uncut episodes with video. We'd probably have to do like movie commentaries or some shit, or like album reviews. I don't know. We'd have to do some extra shit.
Yeah. If there's probably 8 people that want to hear us more than already listen to us. One of them is my mom. We're down to 7. Maybe Aunt Tammy.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel like we need to double our followers first, and then it makes sense.
That's fair.
Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for a great year 1. Appreciate all you listeners out there. If you want to be on the pod, let us know. Don't forget we've got merch for sale. Like, go buy some fucking merch. How to make a mixtape.com.
Oh, and you still get crocheted hearts in with your first or one of the 3 original pieces.
Also, like, just fucking leave comments. Like, I like talking to people on YouTube and on the fucking on the episodes. Like, leave a comment. Tell us you think something sucked. Tell us you agreed with something. Like, just leave a comment. But thank you. We appreciate all of you. We put a lot of work into this, and that's because we have people actually listening. So it makes it fun. So thank you, and talk to you next year.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
How to make a mixtape.